CRISPR Root 7. All right, let's talk about the Montvales and their album Born Strangers and Taylor McCall's Mellow War. Two albums out this week. Quite different. Both good of their kind, I think. All right, so let's start with the Montvales. Here's a picture of the Montvales. Female duo originally from Knoxville and living in Cincinnati, they tell me on the internet. Lovely kind of folky country sister harmonies, I guess you'd say. You know, like the great Brother Harmony acts. They're not actually sisters, I guess. Their names are Sally Bice. I don't know if that's the way to pronounce it. Buice. And Molly Rochelson. Maybe I'm not pronouncing that right either. So I don't think they're related to each other. But they sound like sisters. Actually, their voices contrast nicely. One's a little deeper than the other. One's a little more girly and melodic, I guess. They create somewhat different effects and they blend very beautifully. Some of the songs are really strong, I think, as well. Produced by Chris Stapleton's guitar player, I think, or one of them, anyway. Chris Stapleton's the kind of guy that doesn't really need a guitar player. But one man can't do everything, I guess. All right, let's try a couple of the nice songs here from Born Strangers. How about this one? Well, how about the title cut to start? To give you a flavor of this too. Like I said, kind of gentle, Emmylou style country from the 70s, let's say. Basically acoustic and just lovely harmonies. Original songs too, though. Some autobiographical stuff. Well, a nice composition, I think. In the how about the lyric? If I make it through this winter with my dignity intact, it'll be a goddamn miracle. All right, maybe that's not a lyric you've heard before, but boy, that's maybe a thought you've had before. Well, it's a thought I've had before, or this winter, I guess. All right. Also, I guess one of them plays banjo and the other guitar, as seen in this image. And those two on their recordings intertwine in a nice contrasty sisterly way. Like there's the voice of this is of the Montvales is I'm not sure why they're called the Montvales, but I bet there's a reason. Uh, but the intertwining voices, I guess, is the kind of theme, instrumentally and vocally. Um, all right. How about this lovely song, New Year's Eve? I just think the lyrics are a little, interesting, and contemporary feel, with a contemporary feel. This is more traditional than most of their songs, though. Well, it's hard not to enjoy that, I think. Even though it's got a little melancholy to it as well, as it should for this kind of music of now. Um, Maybe the last cut is kind of autobiographical in the sense of like a little bit of story of the Montvales. I don't know, or maybe maybe Above the Tennessee is that too. But here's a little snatch of the last cut, Through the Night.
You say I'm looking for better men. I won't lie, I keep my eyes open and the cards on the table aren't looking good. Wanna hear your voice, my phone is broken. So many things left unspoken, and I'm sorry I've been gone more than I said I would. Some nights I look straight in the mirror to say you deserve the bad things bound your way. Some mornings I wake up clearer, try to make the most of the day. You're looking at me.
So, like I say, kind of melancholy self-reflection, I suppose. But there's also kind of glow of happiness underneath these songs. I don't come out of this, even the bad love song, the we're struggling hard and we're kind of poor songs or whatever, really sad or anything. So that's the Montvales. Let's talk about Taylor McCall, Mellow War. I don't think I got this image up, so I'm going to have to spend a second looking it up. Okay, Mellow War. Now this is a different kind of thing. It's, but it's still not exactly mainstream country either. I think this is a little too hard, a little too weird, and a little too intense, and also melancholy in a different way for country radio. But it's closer to that sound, I guess, that kind of sound. Here's the very striking cover of Mellow War by Taylow McCall. That's his grandfather in Vietnam. All right, so now that's. I kind of wish, in a way, that. Well, let's say the song Mellow War was about Vietnam or something like that. Like, in other words, like, say he was maybe going to write songs about images like that or experiences like that. Maybe he edges toward that in some of these dark songs. But Mellow War itself is more like our relationship is a mellow war. I just want this mellow war to end, you know? Or should this mellow war end? Or do I need this mellow war? Well, I'm not sure. He might look a little mellow on this cover, Taylow McCall's grandfather. I don't know if a war can be mellow just because your cigarette's dangling from your mouth and your rifle's dangling from your hands or whatever. But that's a different kind of mellow than like an everyday tension in a relationship. Yeah. Still, I mean, it's an arresting cover. And it does signal something about the intensity of a lot of these songs, although maybe not the title cut itself. Also, a couple of his albums, including this one, have people with guns on the cover. And I kind of thought, like, looking at it, just scrolling through Apple, iTunes, or whatever it was, Apple Music, I just going like, is this a gun nut album? Is this like a way Joe Arpaio Trump country album, right-wing album? Because I looked at a couple of the other covers and the guys with pistols and stuff. Not at all, though. That's totally wrong and unfair. There's a lot going on here, though. How about this song, Tide of Love? I think maybe Sturgill Simpson is under here to some extent. Sturgill Simpson has had an interesting effect on people's lyrics. People in country music now are a lot more liable, even people that sound like this, which is a kind of like Sturgill Simpson sound too, are liable to go much more surreal, much more experimental. And I appreciate that, even though I didn't love Sturgill Simpson's albums. Like, I'm not the biggest fan the way some people are, even though I should be, because that's my style of music, really. They didn't kill me, though, but he's had a big effect, I think, and maybe this is one run-on effect. But anyway, here's a less Space Cadet song, though, called Tide of Love. He starts a lot of these slow and ends a lot of them slow. It gives that atmospheric thing. I like the atmospheric thing. Well, I think he's a youngish guy. South Carolina by way of the University of Montana. which is pretty good pedigree, I guess. You know, if you're a country and western singer, like southern and western music. How about that, like real smoky voice, you know, and this real contemporary sound, although it's a swampy sound with deep roots, right? Um, I kind of like his look and everything too. Maybe I should uh, figure out how to do that a little more. These blank spots don't work so well off of YouTube on the. Well, here's Taylor McCall. That's one shot. All right, here's one called Rolling Stoned Again. It's not exactly what you were expecting, maybe.
Tell me, Revelator, why do I exist? If God is my witness, I hate He seeing me like this, staring at the ceiling, crawling up the wall. So I left Him for a feeling. Now I feel nothing at all. There's nothing like the strong stuff. There's no better medicine. I'll tell you when I've had enough of drowning in your love. Tell me where the hell you've been. I hear you on the radio, feel you in the shape I'm in. No, it doesn't matter where you go, I'm going down in smoke. I'm rolling stoned again.
Yeah, how about that line? If God is my witness, I hate Him seeing me like this. I mean, I guess I was expecting a little bit of a party, let's drink and drive song. Let's smoke and drive song, you know, Rolling Stoned Again. But that was a little harder to take. And like I said, I love that swampy ass sound, right? And it's loose, and you know, it's not finished up for the radio. But the radio sounds more like this too these days. You know, it could a strummed imperfect acoustic guitar, probably created on a computer. Not in this one though. I think he toured the UK. Maybe hit London pretty hard over the winter. I don't know. I think you could go over in a lot of contexts, and I guess I feel like it's deep. Like it feels real to me in a way that a lot of kind of new-ish outlaw country feels fake. You know, like in other words, like I am not a straight out of the country redneck from '73. Okay, you know what I mean? I went to college, okay, and stuff like that. But it's related to the harrowing experiences that drive a lot of country music, and I don't know, I just feel like the sound and the voice run together and run deep. So That's Taylor McCall. Mellow War, which is not the worst title for this particular album, too. It has both those aspects, a little bit of a yin-yang vibe. All right, let's call it a quick day. Those are two good albums that came out this week. That's basically what I'm going to be doing.